my father passed away just 8 days into the season, and the support and love is just, I can't thank everybody enough in this room, so thank you very much for that. So we started on March 1st, and as Coach Aronidis alluded to, I thought we were in big trouble. It's hard to know what you have in terms of athletes until after a few weeks, but there was one thing for sure, we were definitely a slow team. That was evident from the jump. Okay? And that's something that you can't teach. You can't teach speed, you can't teach athleticism. And so unfortunately it takes a couple of weeks to know what you got. But one thing is definitely for sure is that this team was a resilient bunch. We practice, like I said, all the time. At this level, it's a lot of commitment. I told them that when we met for the interest meetings, how much the commitment was to me and how much I needed it from them. And they definitely stepped up to the plate for that. And I just want every single one in this room to know that I prioritized the student athlete with the word student coming first. To the best of my knowledge, I don't have anyone currently failing any classes. For that, I'm proud. We started the year with about 5 kids missing 250 assignments. And the boys did a good job of recouping that work and making sure that they were eligible in order to play. And so on to the season we go. Game 1, we open up on April 27th against our rival, Farrell. I'm not going to stand up here and not admit that they absolutely kicked our teeth in. But it was the boys' first game. It was their 10th. And they never quit. And for that, I was extremely proud of them. It's not easy to keep going when the score is 15-2 and 16-2, but they did not let up. And it's a learning curve. The amount of rules, terminology, game situations that go into lacrosse is astronomical. So for sure it was a learning experience. So on we go to game 2. I tried to keep a log of all the kind of odd things that happened this year. And before the game, it was an away game. Before the game, one of the boys, Alfredo, sorry to put you on blast, he asked me where we were meeting to go on the bus. And I was confused for a second and then realized that he was serious about a bus to take us about 8 miles across the island. So we head over to Curtis High School. It's freezing and pouring outside. We show up and one of our defensemen doesn't have his jersey with him. And one of the attackmen doesn't have his helmet with him. So off we go. So wonderful. Everybody got some game experience. Matza led the way with a hat trick, and Henry had a shutout. As I learned later on, my boy Brandon Matzo played that game in his mom's yoga pants, so thank you for that. So thank you, Ms. Matzo, for that.
That's awesome.
So game 3, a test against New York High School. We came out on top 5-1 to push our record to 2-1, and that game was led by Mikey Quiniello, who had 2 goals. Henry had another great game, only gave another 1 goal, and the defense was relentless, for all 40 minutes of the game. Game 4, a big battle against C. I take a lot of fault for this one, and last year we lost 7-6 to them in overtime, and I think because I wanted revenge so badly. I did a poor job of ensuring that the boys were ready for yet another opponent. The final score of the game was 7-2, and it was actually the most proud of them I ever was. The boys played a full 40 minutes. No matter what the score was, we were battling and playing, and that's what being a Pirate is all about. Game 5, the low point of the season. There's always one. Our record is now 2-2. It sets up the game at home against Curtis. We didn't take this game seriously at all because we had beaten them 12-0 the first time. And we played them and we took things lightly. That's what typically happens when you're a good team. You tend to stoop down to your opponents, especially those that you feel that are inferior to you. Our body language was relaxed, our warm-ups were sloppy. Turns out the game was sloppy. And we weren't playing our game. So many unforced errors. We won the game 2-0, but as a team, we know that we could have been better. So game 6 comes, a home game against Poly Prep, who we haven't played in about 4 years. I was expecting it to be kind of ugly, but I was wrong. What an incredible showing from this team. We did end up losing 9-8 in overtime, in double overtime, sorry. But I cannot say enough about the players. That game, they were running up and down. To endure that type of intensity for almost 50 minutes of lacrosse is unbelievable. We were already down 2 midfielders due to injury, so we had to do some swapping of lines. So O'Leary had his best game, having a hat trick. Zolga had 2 goals. In double overtime, we were man up. We ran one of our plays to perfection. Unfortunately, we hit a pipe and came up just a little bit short. I was upset, not because we lost, but because I know how badly that we wanted to win. I could feel it in the huddles, but I was really proud of them, and I let them know that after the game. Game 7, a miscommunication from the Peters coach. He didn't know that we were playing them. I'm chalking that up as a W. Game 8, a grinded out 5-1 victory at home against New York. New York was winning 1-0 at the end of the first quarter. We didn't lose our composure. We ended up tying the game 1-1 on a goal by Matzel late in the second quarter. I told the boys at halftime that we would win the game if we go out and win the ground ball battle in the second half, and it's exactly what we did. Goals later by O'Leary to go up 2-1 and a finalizer by Vitale to make it 3-1. The defense played outstanding. Henry led and stood firm with 6 saves on the day. And game 9. And I just want to take the time to address this, okay? As a coach, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miniature decisions that we have to make, whether it's during the season or throughout a game. Whether it's winning or losing, who has possession of the ball, when to call timeouts, etc. But the most difficult thing to do is to ensure that all players are appreciated for all their hard work. That's sometimes the hardest thing to do as a head coach. I don't want to be known as the coach who doesn't respect everyone on the team, that shows up every single day and commits themselves to the level of intensity that I hold for this program to ensure that we're successful. There was a stretch in our season where we had very close to nobody games. And I felt that at that time it was the right decision to keep the members of the team in, to keep us in the game, because at the end of the day, we want to win as a team, as a program. But that game, something else hit, and it wasn't about winning and losing anymore. Winning isn't everything, and I understand that. So in a away game on Curtis on May 23rd, we coaches felt that it was important for the guys who may have not seen the field in a few games to take over. And so I decided to start every single player that has shown up to practice every single day and made such great progress, but unfortunately only I'm the one, or we're the ones that see that progress. And they came out and they played their tails off. Woo! That was by far the funnest game that we had the entire season. Antonelli was a ground ball machine. Bronstein was an inch away of scoring. Aiden was running all over the field. Galfrido had a great fast break. Drew, a defenseman, made a great assist. Restivuto played both midi and attack. Miller played some great defense in midfield, was running all over the place. And to the starters who usually play, did a great job of supporting their teammates. And that's what being part of a team is all about. Game 10. Usually you want to end the season on a high note, but I felt the exhaustion. I knew they were tired. It was a sloppy game. We were able to finish the year undefeated by winning that game 3-2. We went undefeated in PSAL play and pushed our overall record to 7-3. And that's not pretty bad for having 23 out of 25 first-year players. So thank you. Woo! So now I'm going to turn the mic over to Nikki Albano, who's going to start with the first awards to the players.